That's a foul.
Oh yeah, here we are, back for episode 2, Dudes in White Pants. I'm Chad.
I'm Greg.
And we're going to watch a game from the 2018 JOs out in Northern California. We're going to just kind of take a look at some things. This game gets a little bit physical, so maybe we'll get a chance to talk a little bit about that. But as always, water polo is a hard game, though. I know we were talking about when are we going to say that. This is a hard game to referee, right? And it's a hard game to get back when it gets out of control. And JOs is a long, long event. So, you never know how many games referees have ref before and what their night's sleep was in a strange hotel and things like that. So, just all that being said, again, just something to think about. You think you know who this guy is?
He's so familiar.
But
that Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah.
Very familiar.
Okay.
If he yelled something at me, I'd probably be like, oh yeah, I know who that guy is.
All right. So off we go here.
Yeah, like you said, who knows how long these guys have been out here. I don't know many other sports where you're on a deck in the sun for 12 hours, pounding the concrete.
Yeah.
And then you do the most difficult game of the day, and you got two guys just screaming at you on both sides. Poor girls. Yeah, water polo is hard to referee. And you can only see their heads.
Yeah. I hope referees are, if people will watch that. And
yeah.
So there's a little pullback there. But he's got room to move up the pool.
Yeah, we always hear, are we just giving him possession of it? Do we want to have him keep possession? That was good they let him go.
I wonder, though, because we tried last week, and my hard drive was just filled up with stuff, so we had to stop. Remember, just call an audible on that. But what happens if you whistle that exclusion early in the game?
Definitely setting a tone.
Yeah.
And just hope you can keep it up for the rest of the game.
I might jump in and pause this, because I don't know that I actually paused it in the air, but What are your initial thoughts on that? We've already watched this game once without commenting. What are your initial thoughts on that?
His penalty.
Yeah.
Great position.
Yeah.
Good enough pass.
Yeah.
Guy's got his hands down.
Sure.
Hand down.
Yeah. And we would always, like you probably heard me say this before, if the offensive coach says, what else do we need to do? What's your answer?
Yeah.
So we'll watch
I guess
this.
your answer is, I'm sorry I missed that, Coach.
Again.
That's all you could say here.
Early in the game. Those are two calls that, he got the exclusion right, but boy, between the posts, good position, beat on the drive, hand down. There's going to be a clip later where you're going to see Chris Griffin make an appearance from Family Guy, and he's got his hands up because the defender realized he was beat, and he just put his hands up, and that's one of those where, I've talked about this a million times with referees, and I was coached on it too. At some point, you move to the offense doesn't have to draw the foul. The defense has to demonstrate that they're not fouled.
Yeah, I like that.
So you're going to see those fades a little bit just for the viewers. That's just kind of I wouldn't call it a inconsequential offense because every offense and every defensive set are consequential, but to try and keep the video down because when we pause it, So.
Yeah, only show the most important stuff. I love that arrow. That would help me referee a lot.
Hey, look
that
here.
That would be fabulous.
So this is penalty.
Good position.
From behind, pass in front, that reach right there. See, his hands
Yeah.
went up, correct? And his hands went down. If I'm the coach at the other end, I'm saying, well, this coach up here, I'm saying, what? Why didn't I get one down there?
Yeah.
I think that was a correct penalty. Like this exclusion
Absolutely.
board, we need to build us one of those, man.
I know, those are a beautiful thing. As long as you can keep them up.
Well,
Gotta keep them up. It's a beautiful board, though.
So now we're pointing in USA water polo, right? And this time we weren't. We're going that hand up in the air like the. I think that's gonna help. I never quite understood why we didn't point in USA water polo. Nothing is called here, I think. I don't know why I did that. Oh yeah. There's a drive.
Something coming. Oh yeah, that's body positioning.
Do you think
for the referee? If we're just looking at the referees, that's the sad thing.
His focus is here.
I go to water polo games and I'm only watching the referee. They're like, "Was that a good game?" I have no idea. With that ref, he was fabulous.
I wonder if he steps back.
Yeah, if he steps back.
Does he see this angle better?
That's the only thing right there.
Get this back a little bit. So we just see it again. The thing that is unfortunate about this is that White really recovers goal side position here, right? He gets it back, and you're like, yikes, that is a major change in position. And that ball could come right over the top. See that guy?
Yeah.
I like exclusion there for sure. He did enough to draw it. And there's still 12 on the shot clock. Not that super duper matters, but it kind of does. So now that's 2 calls. There was that call on the lane line.
Yeah.
It's ball under. Talk about this. Let's watch this a little more.
The fans' favorite call.
It really is. It is. I'm just gonna.
If you want to make the fans happy, ball under.
I'm gonna take that back again. I don't know, man.
Even the first-year parent knows ball under. That's if there's one call they know.
Come on, ref. Call it both ways.
And I'm probably the world's worst referee at calling ball under.
It seems really fast.
I just don't want to call
it. It just seems fast to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know early in my career I went to a water polo clinic and there's a guy, he's one of these guys on the FINA technical committee, and I don't know why he came out to Central California to talk to us, but he did. And yeah, he was just, it needs to go all the way under, stay under, you should be able to say the word ball under 2 or 3 times and then you could call it. He didn't want us to call ball under, so it was clear. That probably was a little bit quick.
We talk about there was a foul again. We watched this before, but you said that seemed, I think you might have even used the phrase that seemed out of place.
Yeah.
You know, like you didn't whistle that exclusion up here, right? But you whistle it quick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Goalies, man. Another one. He blocks. Pretty good. You see him? Oh, did you see him blow kisses?
Oh.
I think he blew kisses. I think he blew a kiss.
I'm
gonna watch it again if he did. Oh,
nice
did I miss it? Was it here? Oh, it's here. Yeah. I think he blows kisses.
I'm partial to goalies since I was a goalie in high school.
I think is this the kiss? Okay, it's gonna be here.
2 great blocks. It's hard to get a guy for taunting, or maybe you give him a warning. I don't know, maybe. But he got 2 great blocks. I mean,
yeah.
If this was the NFL, you could do a whole dance and take pictures, and it would all be fine.
Here we go.
Oh, that's nice.
Right here.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Or maybe he's just like
that's funny.
Magnifique.
Interference. It's a good call. If you're watching, this coach does a lot of talking to the referee here. Early in the game. Expect to that. trying to maintain that balance in the pool, decorum on the deck. It's hard, man.
Yeah. Like as a referee, you want to set your tone early.
Sure.
That coach, he wants to set his tone early.
Mm.
I'm going to be on you on every call. You better not mess any of these up. Let's go.
This referee's doing on the far side. He's doing a good job of getting pretty deep. I mean, if that's... He got some coaching on that or whatever. He's definitely involved in the play. You always got to be cognizant of your angle and what's about to come next. Yeah, but he's back ahead there, so that's good. He anticipated that shot. Backing
backwards.
up. Yeah, he can see it. Ooh. God, each one of these episodes could be like 3 hours.
Yeah, now this referee on the side nearest to our viewing angle, he's staying back.
Yeah, he's got a better field of view, right? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I mean, we have the best field of view. If we could just referee from videotape.
Yeah. See coach up there? Again. I don't know what he's saying though. That's again, but he's very demonstrative. Very demonstrative between your.
Yeah, he's working. It's not quite as sophisticated as. You remember a game we did together? They had a head coach who just sat on the bench and coached, and he and his assistant coach go and just make a comment to us after every play.
Do you remember that?
Because they didn't care if he got carded. His job was just to talk to us every play. It was a brilliant scheme.
It was. It was.
I don't see it very much, and by the time I realized what they were doing, it was too late. That guy beat me. Those coaches beat me.
Nice job, boys. Settle down.
So you can see there's a couple coaches there. One that's standing with the arm, and the other one's standing.
Sure.
Maybe they're running the same scheme. How important do you think it is, each coach and referee? How important it is, do you think, to make comments to the referees to get the game to go in the way you'd like it to go?
There's an art to it. I sucked at it. I was just such a jerk. I don't know. Yeah, I thought Sullivan had a really good way about him. I think it's in your demeanor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it's probably just pointing a thing out here or there and testing to see what's over what are you able to have an influence. This is a great call. The center. We watch this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a thumbs up call. Quite honestly, we should TM. It's a verbal trademark. You know, we talked about three when we were watching this before. Three dark guys there, of course, but man, that's just a straight pullback, hammer down. It's a good call.
It is.
Definitely maintains control of the game, physicality.
Absolutely.
Because these games, again, man, they can sideways in a hurry. So he called for that ball because he whistled. He whistled for dark, and then his partner whistled corner throw, which means, of course, we maintain the corner. So that's why he pulled that ball out. Smart.
What do you think? Do you need to take it out for that?
I think I'm noticing in more of these games, probably best.
Yeah. I know.
See, look, same thing there.
Yeah.
Now, does the ball come out? I don't know if it does or not, but the coaches.
If the referees make different calls, they should pull it out to clarify. I've always thought when you call, whoever calls the corner throw kind of wins.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what the other guy calls.
Yeah. I mean, that's straight up rule book,
Yeah.
right?
I think because of that, I never really think of taking the ball out for that. Unless everyone's just flown to the other side or you see an imbalance. Or...
What is the harm in calling the ball out? The appearance, the presentation. I guess we've heard that phrase before.
Yeah, I think when I referee, I always think, how can I not? And this is to my own detriment. How can I not blow the whistle and just let this game play itself as best I can?
Sure.
In that situation too. If no one's left, if everybody saw the tip, but so no players have changed position, nobody's confused. I don't want to pull the ball in.
You know, I think what can be, it might be one of those where it's really the attack referees. Oh, this is the one. Yeah, it's really the attack referees. I don't want to say call because it's obviously anybody's call, but if the attack referee signals goal throw, right? Yes. And you're the backcourt referee and you whistle tip, we probably ought to pull the ball out. If you're the attack referee and you whistle corner throw, and I'm the backcourt referee, and I'm pointing the other way, I guess my first conversation as that attack referee would be to go to my partner and say, can you just let me whistle? And then all you have to do is mirror me. Nobody really should be looking at that guy. Yeah. That makes sense.
That's a good point.
I don't know. It's just it's just one more thing to talk to referees about and to think about as a referee.
Yeah.
Now, we saw this upstairs, and you said, I'm going to save my comments.
I think that's something.
You think that's something?
I think it's something. Let the guy... My first inclination would be let the guy keep the ball. Let the offense keep the ball.
What?
I mean, that defender could have the best legs of any defender in the world. But I think he stays up because he's leaning on him.
Okay.
Which you don't have to call an exclusion. There's a defender coming to help. But to me, he leans... I would have called an ordinary and let him keep it. Maybe. I would have. If I got to watch the replay 5 times like an NFL referee, I would have called an ordinary. But
this is one of those where who had the best angle in the pool.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint.
Yeah, but I got to watch it 5 times.
You did, in slow motion.
In slow motion.
The thing that I liked about that defensive player was he went right hand up, and then he did go left hand up, and he just made an incredibly athletic water polo move. Like, that was it sounds grandiose, but that was a beautiful move. I don't know. I don't know that I would whistle anything there. Which is fascinating that you and I have seen this how many times.
Yeah.
And we're disagreeing on. I can tell you again, going back to that rack, the range of acceptable calls. Of course, you can give him the ordinary, give him the ball back. We don't know if his chest was sinking him, like you said. Seemed like that defender did a lot of really good things. I mean, legs high up, went over, not hard, didn't hammer. All right, we're back. Small technical difficulty there. We're back at it here.
More whistles. What I like about these videos is there's usually a white box thing out there, so I know where to look.
It helps. It helps.
It's one of the... Notice that's the difference between great referees and just okay referees. Somehow a great referee always knows where to look.
Great call. It's that subtle...
Yeah.
Offensive player helps.
Yeah.
A lot better than throwing that foot back in the air to the kid's face. And I will tell you, it's good play by the by the defender. He's beat, pulls him back outside 5. I think it was outside 5.
Yeah, you might as well try and do something.
That kid got high out of the water.
Did get high out of the water.
Celebrate that by going back 30 seconds, probably.
Ooh.
Damn, his suit was out of the water. That was all right. That was legit.
I know, in Ohio we call off the bottom. That's 7 feet of water.
Yeah, so yes, you were making that point there about referees will be able to go. I know I zoomed in on that. I really like how the defender reverses himself to get out of the hold at the center here.
Okay.
This guy. He's being held. He rotates off. And that's going to break the hold on the suit. And you don't have to whistle anything. Because everybody did everything they were supposed to do. There was some holding. All right, it's part of the game. You release that hold by spinning off. But yes, that is the thing that I've noticed that I really... That's the first thing I noticed, you know, when you get to those better games that, you know, you have had the opportunity to do. All the pairs are doing something now. You know, there's six pairs, 12 athletes in the water. Are all doing something. Super crowded in the middle.
Yeah, and in a game where you have 6 pairs of players all pushing the envelope and trying to get away with something, it's difficult. Yeah, it is difficult. Now, where do you look? You know, you hear those that help to educate the referee say, yeah, we only have to look at 6 pairs of players, both coaches, both block.
You know what I like about that? Is that it looks like he might be ahead, but he's just so beat on the drive that it's okay. I mean, he's just... This is the guy that's going to get the exclusion, to earn the exclusion. And this guy is just so beat on the drive.
He was.
And the pass went to the right guy. I like it. I mean, again, you could argue that by the time he whistled it, but I like the timing of that. I do. I think it's okay with me.
Yeah. It's hard to see the head position exactly where they were. Maybe that guy caught up, maybe he didn't.
Yeah. How did he catch up? Was there a pull? Maybe when White could no longer move forward, the referee decided, well, at this point I need to whistle something. Again, he's got the angle. The player who drew the exclusion made that wasn't one of the better passes to the center. Something I need to get better at watching for at that center in those 4-2. I feel like this might be a head grab.
Might be.
Can you go penalty there with the goalie in front?
Yes.
Yeah, I know the goalie's right there, but again, beat on that drive. Game in watching this game, there were ordinaries that could have been exclusions.
Yeah.
There were exclusions that could have been penalties. There were no calls that could have been ordinaries. And almost...
Can you go back to that play we just saw?
Consistently, the referees erred on the side of the lesser of those 2 calls.
I think where we're going back to the goalie, I would think it's a penalty or it's a no call.
Huh.
If you think the goalie was there to get the steal, then you made a good point about the head grab. If he's just calling an exclusion because of the head grab, I'd say if he's inside of, maybe he's not inside of 5, but it appears that he is.
The player knew he was in bad position, but not that super duper matters. But sometimes I do wonder about that, you know, because you'll hear, oh, the goalie, this, and this, and it goes back to offense was ahead, ball was ahead, defense was behind, defense made contact with head. Based upon this angle, looks like he was probably inside 5.
It did.
So, but again, you can feel this game starting to get some players that are swimming, you get a little tired, some pullbacks, and you can just feel it starting to go a little bit. And that is the scariest feeling as a referee. You're just like, oh no.
And if you've already decided you wanted to have a little bit higher threshold, so you want to allow more physicality,
Sure.
and then they start getting more physical. Or you all
What's
of
this
a sudden
goalie's
going to
move
bring
here?
it back.
It wasn't the goalie, it was a player that went down and popped it out. No call there. What do you think? I was so enamored with the goalie. The kid knocking the ball
Yeah,
out.
that was one of the best retrievals of the ball I've ever seen. Yeah, if the goalie would have done that, especially with his foot, that would have been a special thing.
Ahead. Beat. Ahead. Drops hand. His hands went up after he dropped his hand to knock the ball away.
Yeah. The player was as crafty as he could be.
He's beat.
He did just a little bit to knock it away, and then, oh, I gotta get my hands as fast as I can. Maybe that's an area where sometimes as referees we expect too much of the offense. We want you should have been stronger. Should have had better legs. Should have had better ball handling skill. Yeah, maybe not enough onus on making the defense show hands before the ball gets there. What do you think? Would you have liked to call a penalty there?
I think I might have gone exclusion.
Exclusion?
It was an exclusion before the one that we paused on where it was the head grab. That was an exclusion. Player ahead, player from behind. Elbow comes down, dislodges the ball. Exclusion. I wonder why that one. Wonder if there was some confusion on which referee was going to whistle that. Maybe the backcourt referee started to work on the transition and the frontcourt referee. I mean, that's one of those where it's just a little weird. Just watch this real quick. There's not too much to comment on. It's just a little weird.
Oh, I see what
The player started to swim out.
Yeah, he did.
And then you got to pull the ball out.
Now we eventually see here that referee says he was holding his arm.
Yeah.
Probably 5 seconds before the ball gets in there, he's grabbing him. You can see he kind of pinned his arm down. But he wasn't holding him above the water, he was holding him below. It's almost like the defender draped him. And so he just said, oh, if you're going to put your arm there, I'm going to hold it there. And then the referee thought, hey, I am not going to call this unless the ball goes in. And if the ball goes in, I'm going to stop the game and pull the ball out. That is what it seemed like.
It's an unfortunate way to end the half. Because you're probably going to spend the next 5 minutes that you got to have that. You got to have a reset to yourself. Okay, how do I reset? It's a tough way to end the half. So you got to, what do they say? Put it in a box, put it on the shelf. We heard that before.
I like to tell you on to Cincinnati and usually say, what are you talking about, Greg? You're not a New England Patriots fan. That I know.
I'm not a Cam Newton fan, I can tell you that. Good hands up. I need a dump button for when I cough. The dump button, I know what they call it in the radio.
Oh, is there one?
It'll dump like the 7 seconds backwards. So I think that's what they use for like profanity and stuff. The dump button.
That's fabulous.
Watch this here at the center. It just gets a little shove off there. We were talking about that. You know, how do you... I guess I would like it if that referee just kind of hung back. You know?
Yeah.
Like, just stand there. Stand there so you can demonstratively... Demonstratively is not the word. You can demonstrate. How about that? You can demonstrate for everyone. Yeah, I'm on this. I got it. I got you.
Yeah, I can still remember when you were coaching and I was officiating, and it was a play similar to that. It was 2 players, and you kind of looked at me like, well, I ain't call anything. I said, they're untangling. You kind of looked at your player and said, it's untangling, keep going. Very, in only the way that Chad Pepper could say that.
Such a jerk.
No, but it was point taken. It was...
So this gets a little, this is, I think, yeah, Stewie Griffin. It's just starting to, look at how angry it is down there. It's just physical. Like, there was a pullback on the head. And, you know, now this is, I think it might even untangle some more here. Just some stuff. Oh, no, that isn't it. There's the goal. But it just, first of all, I never pass up a chance for a Family Guy reference, right? And then second of all, again, this game is just, it's just gotten, this is one of those where when you're done, you're like, I think the right team probably won. But I feel weird. So, no.
This was out of place.
Yeah. He knows it. He was beat. Yeah. But you're right. Again, it's one of those where it's like, yeah, I can see exclusion there.
Absolutely.
But there were so many others where there weren't. So that's not a bad call in a silo. But as a moving picture of the game.
Yeah, seems out of place.
Yeah. That was fun. Okay. So here we Why is that?
More technical difficulty.
Amateur hour, man. It's amateur hour.
Amateur hour.
We got a half hour of solid content, though, so we're not going to start over.
This is a pretty clean transition. These games where you got 6 pairs going at it on the transition.
Yeah. Yeah. This gets a little violent.
Yeah, blocks.
Something there, right?
Somebody was certainly doing something.
This is that thing where, again, God, it's so easy to sit here in the comfort of basement, which is a little chilly, but like you said, it's how basement should be. But it's so easy to second guess. But I just feel like there could just be a simple double exclusion here. Let White maintain the ball. Get those guys out. But everybody calm down. But I think that's a product of how the game has been.
Yeah.
How the game has progressed. How about that?
I wonder if that was a transition between the referees issue. You could see the...
Sure.
Looked like one referee the backcourt came down to look at it, but then he left. And then you didn't have a good angle for the front court referee.
So nothing happened there, obviously.
Yeah. I think that's the hard part about watching those pairs as we go into transition. There's a shot. I'm the front court referee. And maybe it's on the goal line, and I'm trying to decipher, is that ball in or not? And as soon as I've decided it's not in, I look over, and there's 2 guys underwater.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the parent, who was only watching Jimmy play the whole time, saw everything, and they're just screaming. Didn't you see that? Ugh.
Yeah.
I saw some of it.
So if you are the ref on the near side of the pool who did step down, do you leave that for your partner across the pool to watch that? Or do you keep watching that?
I think if I see the transition going, I have to get moving and watch something else. It's just how have you decided ahead of time with your partner that those things are gonna. If they don't have headsets, as soon as you see your partner leaving, you know you've got to. That could be a game misconduct. It's the greatest sound effects too.
Yeah. I think you could. I think you'd be justified.
was a block on the stat sheet.
I like this no call. I like that under a lot. I think that's the way you do it.
End of the quarter. Defender was holding his ground, didn't reach over. Offense was probably hoping they could get a ordinary and take some sort of a direct shot. Yeah, we have a lot of sequences like that where blue gets their hand straight up.
Look at that. I mean, he does, and he beat him. He's beating him down the court when he was pair. And he does go in front, but he
does.
I think, I feel like the defender shows.
He's even vertical there for a second to stop.
And blue is able to continue now.
And blue is going to continue.
So if we don't whistle it, blue regains what he lost by going sideways and slowing down to draw the exclusion. But blue benefits from the exclusion. I don't know. I would probably have to see.
Blue's in bad position. Or no, white's in bad position.
Right.
Does he need some time to be able to get his hands up after someone cuts him off and stunts him?
There was my Chris Griffin. Pretty happy with that.
Like you said, passing up an opportunity for Family Guy is just a waste of your time. You gotta put it on.
He gets
Don't
in bad
pass up an
position.
opportunity.
Sorry, I mean to cut you off. He gets in bad position and he just shows hands. He's like, I'm beat. I'm beat. I think that's good defense. I think that's a great no call. Sorry, what were you were saying? Oh, Family Guy.
Yeah.
Big.
No, that was a great call.
Big Family Guy fan.
We're talking about that 7-second button. This is a Family Guy. You hit that button every couple seconds.
I definitely like new Stewie. Like, you know, when angry, blow up the world, diabolical Stewie from earlier. Not as funny as this guy. This is Stewie. Another one. Pick out the center. Like you said, you know, you referee some of these games and love this call. It's a penalty. Great call. But I like this freeze frame just to show the bicep grab. It's just such a good call. I mean, it's not a hard call, but it's a good call. You know, I mean, referee's in great position, whistles it definitively, gives the guy a chance to get the shot.
Yes.
You know, he didn't whistle it too early, is what I'm saying. I just thought that was really good.
It was excellent. If that guy would have missed that call with the white box around it and the freeze frame, I would have been out of my mind.
Good patience. So, as we were talking, you know, boy, this game feels like I feel like it's starting to get back into control. And maybe that was that one that we talked about. Oh, that seemed a little bit out of place. What else did White have to do? Maybe that does start to do it. So in hindsight, after watching the game, you know, 3 or 4 times now, they do get it back. I mean, the fourth quarter is pretty clean. Now the players are tired and
they are.
You know, but
nothing is happening in transition.
I think referees as a team have gotten it mostly back. So now you're just watching for that player safety.
Be interesting to know what they talked about between quarters.
Sure.
Maybe they did say this is getting out of control.
Yeah. Pull back, which results in this overly physical play here. That's why that arrow is there. Right there, that right hand. But he got pulled back. He got pulled back.
Yeah.
That's the thing that hurts as a referee when you watch a game video, which we don't get a chance to do very much. We don't get a chance to watch our own games, but when you realize the contra that you whistled was because you missed And
Yes.
it's something for that player earlier, and he or she is just kind of retaliated, and you're like, I caught the one, which you do. And what do we always say as coaches, right? They always see the retaliation. But
Correct.
it's just frustrating as a referee. And we're certainly our own worst critics, that's for sure. Or hardest critics, I mean.
Yeah, that was an interesting comment you made. We don't get to watch our own games very often, if at all. I play a lot of chess, and if I finish a game, I go back and watch my whole game.
Ooh.
Look at all the moves, run it through the computer analyzer.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's more fun to me to study my games than it is to play them.
We should kick the tires on picking some of those premier games in Ohio.
Yeah.
Watching, or maybe if we go to some collegiate tournaments and we're both off, maybe we do just film a game that we can watch, and or you film me and I film you or something. I don't know.
Yeah, these professional referees, NFL, NBA, they watch their own games
Sure.
to get better. Yet they still have to do a 35-minute replay to get an out-of-bounds call right. But water polo referees make it in a split second.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're better than they are, but we're a little better than they are. At refereeing water polo. Do you ever think that? You watch another sport, you're like, if I could do those replays, I could referee this week.
I don't know that.
But those guys move fast in the NFL, though. That's gotta be. I'd get ran over 3 times, have a concussion, and I'd be retired from refereeing. When you don't see any of these, when you don't have to watch the back 3 pairs because they're so far away from each other, they're getting tired.
Yeah.
They don't even want to go down. It's good patience.
So we talked about that. Let's counter this a little bit. It is a one-hand foul. He does have a chance to step away. 9-6 game. Minute left. Probably have some subs in the game. Not that that super duper matters. Player safety, of course, but I think he has a chance to snap away here. And he goes hands.
As soon as this hand goes down, ooh.
You think exclusion then?
So, did he? If that was all the defender's force, to me that looks like an exclusion. But from the other angle, I don't know. Does the offense kind of pull him over a little bit, and that's like, is the offense letting go of the ball and then pulling him over a little bit, and that's why it looks so bad? Then maybe it would have been a turnover. It's just a sloppy play. It is at the end of the game. I would probably do the same thing and just think, I just need to call an ordinary to get out of this game.
That's one of those where Ranger acceptable calls. Yeah, whistle exclusion. Yeah. Defender's playing behind. Ball comes in. Player snaps. Gets the ball. Can't make progress. Sometimes I feel like, well, the offense had a chance to make his move, and he didn't. And so I'll just whistle the ordinary. Maintain possession. I don't know that, that's kind of the nice thing at being, it's the frustrating thing at being at our level, but it's the nice thing is that I don't really know. I can get better, so I don't know that what I'm calling is correct. But at least I have a theory.
Yes.
And this is why, not to argue our calls, but just to kind of talk about our calls. So we get to the end of the game. I like those clay tiles. That's
Yeah, the Spanish theme.
That's a good look.
It is nice.
So, well, all right. So that was episode 2.
Yeah, what do you think? Is
I
that now the best game we've ever called while watching on video?
It's better than the last one
I
we
think
did.
it is.
Yeah.
I called a better game this time.
You did. Your head's cut off at the top there.
Oh.
I think because the title of the game is.
Am I that
is,
much
is
taller
up
than
there.
you?
You are. I slouch
Uh-oh.
sometimes, but I think you are. I'm 5'10". I told you.
5'11" and 3/4.
Oh, that sucks. You'll get there though.
I will
You
get.
need some lips.
When I wear shoes, I'm okay.
Right on. All right. So as you said last time, we can ref a game just about as good as anybody after the fact. So I would like to say good game.
Yeah, excellent game.
All right, well done.
Good work.